Crazy. Good. Well, what do we got here? Photo sharing discussion number 93, February 8th, week before Valentine's Day. All you guys out there, if you haven't thought about anything, you better do it. You've got 6 days. So just my little reminder. But yeah, number 93, mid-February 2015. So welcome everybody. Got a few images into the group, and I don't. Did you get any, Wes? Did you?
I didn't do anything again this week. Jeez, it seems like it's been forever since I've done any kind of just general photography. I did.
Yeah.
We went to a birthday party yesterday, and I was a photographer there, but
Oh, okay.
not anything that's general stuff.
Yeah. No, I know how it goes. I was saying last week that I was going to get through. I went out last Saturday with some friends, did some shooting, and got through, and thought I had a couple. Had more good images than I had, and I went through it very quickly yesterday and posted the one that guess when it wasn't even a person. It was just the object, but thought I had more good images than I thought, and I really didn't. So, oh well.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah. Well, we went out in the morning. It was, I don't know what time it was. We met about 10 in the morning or so on on Saturday, and it was a little chilly. So our idea was we're going to meet and do street people photography, and there was no people out. There's nobody there except us. So we went to one of the So we went to one of the little craft beer bars in the square there about 11, and sat down and talked photography while I drank a beer, and then we went back out at noon, and there were more people around, but then I had like 10 minutes and I had to go. So, so it didn't work very well. I guess when it's freezing for Atlanta, that's cold, and when it's pretty chilly, 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning, not a lot of people out.
Yeah.
People don't go out unless they have to. It's not like it would be on a warm spring day or something like that. So.
Right.
Oh well. Yeah, but you can only get out when you have time. So you can only do what you can do, I guess.
Yeah. Well, my car is covered in pollen, so it's on its way.
Okay, you guys had pollen season. We're about 2 months away from that.
Yeah.
First couple weeks of April is when everything is yellow here. All the pine pollen, and everything is it's just crazy. Do you guys get coated in yellow down there?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It'll go for a while now. It hasn't hit full steam yet. I just started to notice it starting to build up.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I literally, you go out in the morning to pick up the paper or walk on it, and you take put your foot down and you get this yellow pollen. Speaking of pollen, Simi's probably getting lots of pollen in Connecticut right now, right?
Yeah, it's white pollen.
White
pollen, yeah. Inches and inches of it. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess you're not in Boston, so you're not getting another 2 feet like they're going to get up there, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. I hope not.
Yeah, you're having quite a winter. This is one of the ones that makes it an average over the year. It kind of averages things out over the years. So. Yeah, well, there's Joe, and Joe has 0 snow in Phoenix, I'm sure.
Hey, there's plenty of sunshine to shovel out here.
Yeah, you've been hard at work shoveling sunshine.
Oh man, it's been a real challenge shoveling that sunshine, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I can tell. Rough life, man. I can't complain either. I mean, we don't get snow down here, but neither does Wes. It's just Simi gets all the grief. He gets enough snow to shovel for all 3 of us.
Yeah, I'm good on the shoveling snow, man. That's for sure. I've done it. Don't really care for it. That's for sure. So I can deal with this 80-degree weather we're having.
Not bad.
You guys just wait.
Yeah, it is true. It is true. We got the no snow. You're severely outnumbered here, Simi. Frank is hitting. Frank is not getting any snow either, I'm sure.
No, more sunshine.
Yeah, more sunshine probably.
Actually, there's a storm coming through.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's not snow. It's not a
It's
snow
not
storm.
snow.
Yeah.
No. I'm a bit too close to sea level for that.
Oh, good. So how you been, Frank? It's been a few weeks since you've been on. Busy?
Yeah, doing pretty good, guys. glad to be back. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it or not because they had the storm coming through, but it's still raining too much in the good areas to go to. So, not a photography day. I may go actually. I'm going out to the city tonight and looking for reflections. I got a few spots I may want to try to get.
Cool. Yeah, if you get some rain and stuff, some puddles, that type of thing, yes, you get some interesting reflections too. Yeah. Very good. Well, good. Well, glad you can make it. And we got some images posted to the group. And anybody do anything photographically this week? Anything? Anybody get out? I know Wes didn't. I didn't. How about you? Well, you did, Simi, because you posted some more images, I think. So.
I got out yesterday, and
okay.
Yeah.
Good. Good. How about you, Joe?
I didn't have any shoots this week, but I guess I had some images I could have posted. But I got seriously sick yesterday, man. I was like, well, it started Friday, and I kind of meant to do stuff like that yesterday. Was maybe post some images and stuff, but
yeah.
I took what do you call it? Is it Metamucil or something, or no? What is it?
Mucinex.
Mucinex, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I must have took half a bottle of Mucinex and half a bottle of NyQuil, man, and lights out. I swear to God. I took it about, I get off work Saturday morning, so I got off work about, and by the time I got back here, it was 9, about 9:30, I started jugging that stuff down, and then it was about 1 o'clock, though, believe it or not, before it really kicked in, and it was lights out till 8 o'clock this morning, I swear to God. I was done.
Yeah. Now, the question is, did it help?
It did. It helped. I went for a 2-hour walk today, so it was pretty
cool. Good. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, I got another little Fitbit thing. I remember the one I said I had that I ran over with my car and it got crushed. Well, I pretty much stopped working last week, so I went and got another one. I had a little bonus coupon from our guy, so I got another one. It's brand new, and so it shows all the all the information and everything, except it counts floors. Supposedly every 10 feet. It says I did 122 floors today. I don't think so. It went kind of wacky. I had to reset it, and I think it's been. But in the morning, I went out for like a payment. I went for a 45-minute, 50-minute walk, and I went for a little run after that. And normally I'd get like 15 or 20 floors, and I came back and I had 104. I'm like, nah, I don't think so. But I reset the thing. But now I can actually see what I'm doing instead of depending on my phone to.
Yeah, because your display on your other one was broke or something.
It was crushed, right? And I couldn't tell if it was on or off, and sometimes it would go off randomly or on, and I was like, and then last week finally just stopped working completely. It went a hell of a lot longer than I thought it would, considering it got run over by multiple cars in a parking lot. Yeah.
I've
for 2 weeks.
I've been doing really well with just my phone now because I sent back, both those ups.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been really pleased so far. It's a pain in the ass trying to constantly carry around an iPhone 6 with you all the time, but
yeah.
The 6 Plus is those,
that thing's giant. Yeah.
It is. It's big to be fitting in your pockets and stuff, but.
Yeah. Like, hey, is that an iPhone 6 in your pocket, or are you
you just happy to? Yeah, that's yeah. I was gonna go all kinds of, me. I was gonna go all kinds of crazy places with that, but this is Mark's show. I'll keep it clean.
Oh man, yeah.
But no, I almost posted the one picture. I almost posted was a picture of my walk, actually, because I was really proud of myself. I did. It was almost 7.5 miles today,
wow.
So that was good for me.
That's pretty good. And you did that in 2 hours, so that means you were moving along pretty good then.
Yeah, it was. I think I said I averaged a really low 17-minute mile.
Okay. Yeah.
So good. It was pretty. I think a lot of them were just under 16, or right at 16 minutes, but.
Okay. Yeah. You're moving along pretty good. I mean, that's a good brisk walk. 3 to 4 miles an hour is pretty solid. But well, that's cool. Well, you can post it for next week.
Yeah, I was gonna. I didn't, like I said, I was sick, so I didn't post. I do have some pictures I could post if I found them here. Let me see.
Yeah. But yeah, so now the big news for me, kind of along my mirrorless front, is that the Olympus OMD EM5 Mark II is now officially out, I guess.
Yeah, I was curious about your thoughts on that.
I just realized it on Friday, and I did I took a look at the DP, DP review.
There's a lot of news this week, Mark. A lot.
Yeah, I was saying, Wes, earlier that I worked a lot more than I thought I would work this week, so I barely had time to stick my head up.
Canon had 2 big releases this week. Well, more than that, really. Canon released a lot of cameras this week. Probably 5, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
At least.
What did they announce? I mean, I totally missed everything.
Well, that 50 megapixel is 50.1 or 50.2 megapixel. There's 2 Canon 5Ds, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's a 5D.
5DS and a 5DR or something.
R, right? Yeah, he got it right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So does one of them have no anti-aliasing filter or something in it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And they also did a new T6, 2 versions of a T6 now.
Which is what? What is the advantage?
That's the new entry-level one. It's got a new 24 megapixel sensor. One of them has an LCD screen on the top.
Okay.
They both have Wi-Fi.
All right.
It's pretty much a 70D, better.
With just a little bit less on the autofocusing, probably.
I think it even improved that. I think it's like 19-point autofocus.
Oh man! Wow.
Don't forget they've got the M Mark II as well for mirrorless.
Oh.
Mark III.
Or Mark III, yeah, that's right.
But it's still not going to be sold in the U.S.
Does it still have the same limited amount of lenses available for it, or are they coming out with some new lenses for it?
Yeah. So in one of the promo shots, somebody noticed that there was a f1.2 on the screen, and there isn't currently no lens that shoots that fast. So somebody was questioning whether they were using an adapter or there's a new lens coming.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Huh. So when is that going to be released? Is that available now? Well, you said only in Europe and Asia, not in America? Or?
Yeah, probably Europe and Asia only.
Okay.
I don't know any dates on it.
Yeah.
Damn Europeans! Jeez. I have to get Rui to do a review for us then, huh?
Yeah.
I think it's the 6th of February. I think it was February 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a new lens too, I think.
Yeah, they do.
It was like $3,000 or something for it.
Oh wow!
It was ridiculous. It was a short range one.
For what, an $800 mirrorless camera?
No.
It's a new L lens.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's an 11 to 24 millimeter f4.
That's
Yep.
it.
Yep.
And
And
$3,000?
It's retailing for no $2,999.
Oh well, in that case, I'll take 2. Jeez. Sign me up. Sign me up.
In that case, give me 2.
Crazy.
You know, that ultra wide angle lens, it looks very promising, but when you compare the price to what you get on a medium format, you're right on par with each other.
Yes.
By the time you get the body and the lens, you're right on getting.
The body, the 50 megapixel body, and a 50 megapixel 645Z or Aussie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what they're going after with that. They're going after the medium format. It's because they meant that lens to go with those new cameras, so they.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's cool.
I don't know. If I had to do it over again, and I knew that 5R was coming out, and I probably would have gotten that over 645.
Mm-hmm. But when did you get your 645? A couple years ago?
2011.
Okay, yeah, so about 4 years ago.
So back then, the best that Nikon had was the D700 at 12 megapixels, which is nothing. I mean, granted, it's a good camera, and the pixels were huge for good dynamic range, but nothing compared to what it is now with the D810s or even the current D4s.
Or even the 750.
Or even the 750, yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't have much of an option if you wanted to go big.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the Pentax was pretty much the only game in town at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Mine had been done with an A7R instead.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, Tim. Welcome.
Hiya. Having webcam trouble then.
Okay. Yeah, but the Olympus released that OMD Mark II, and it looks like it's essentially the same as the EM5 Mark II, I guess, but it has a fully articulated LCD screen in the back, which I think is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got the sensor shift technology to allow you to get up to a 40 megapixel image by, I guess shifting the sensor a little bit and taking another shot. It takes multiple shots. It's still the 16 megapixel sensor, but by basically layer, I don't know how they do it.
Shifting.
Software. Yeah, shifting it a little bit. You can end up with a 40 megapixel image, which would be great for landscape stuff. I mean, it's not going to work at all if there's anything moving because there's just, that even though it's very quick, there's still that lag. But for landscape, that seems pretty appealing. So I'm very interested in it. I think it's going to be around $1,100 or something, street price. 1,000, something like that.
I saw $10.99 as a list price for body only.
The wheels are turning in Mark's head.
Yes, they are. It's the same lens or lenses. Yeah, I mean that's. I'll have to wait a couple months because somebody will buy it. Like they already have it, and they're going to use it for a couple months and be like, "No, I'm going to get a Sony A7 or something." They'll sell it for $600, and then I'll buy it.
Hey, there's. I know for this crowd, this appeals a lot. There's also rumors of a new 50 1.8 from Canon.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that, yeah. New SDM one.
So that's an appealing lens for a lot of us. That.
So is it going to be a new nifty? Is it going to be really affordable? Is it going to be like
that?
A little bit?
Who knows, man?
Yeah.
The way Canon's been going, who knows? I mean,
it'll be $24.99.
Yeah, I mean, the way a lot of the lens manufacturers have been going, who knows? Some of the new stuff that's been coming out from like Sigma and stuff has just been super expensive as well. So, it seems to be like they're really focusing on a lot of quality, right now. So, anybody's guess what the price will be.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope so. I mean, I would hope that it would just be a better, plasticky lens, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A little more
thing with a little bit of an upgrade, maybe to the optics and the build quality a little bit or something.
I think the reason they came out with it is because that Chinese brand Yugno or whatever you call it, Yugno.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They came out with a $40 clone of their
That's
current
true,
50.
and I've heard that lens is good.
I heard it's as good as the $125 Canon. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
For a third of the price.
Exactly. So yeah, I've heard that lens is really good.
Mm-hmm.
For the money, I mean.
For $40.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's almost a no-brainer. You almost buy just, and if it doesn't work, oh well,
There's another
you
Chinese.
could sell it for $30 and be.
There's also another Chinese company that came out with a lens, and I want to say it's in the 250 range as far as price, but it's I wish I could remember the focal length, but it's a commonly used lens. I want to say a 24 to something, or a 24 to 50 maybe, or something like that, 16 to 30 or somewhere in that range. It's a more of a close-up, type deal, and or wide range. I'm sorry, but it was around 250, and I've heard a lot of good stuff about that lens too. I just wish I could remember the name.
It's probably by Rokinon or Samyang.
Yeah, Rokinon is like I said. I've got that fisheye for the T3i, and it's a fantastic lens, and I'm going to buy it. I will probably end up buying that for the OMD. They make what is it, a 4 millimeter or 5 millimeter? So it'd be essentially the same focal length. It's a full manual lens, but it's very good quality and easy to use and well built. I mean, I know Patrick has the 85 millimeter, Joe? He has the 85 millimeter Rokinon or something he uses that he just absolutely loves.
Yeah.
Lens.
Well, his is a prime. Is that a prime?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like an 85, 1.8 or 2.0 or something like that.
Well, it seems to me that like anybody that has a prime, that's like what do they come in, like 82 commonly, or
85.
85?
Mm-hmm.
They all seem to be happy with them. That seems to be a really good focal length.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A really good prime.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Patrick was very happy with his, and
Yeah, that 85 is a really good performer. If you go to photozone.de, you can see the MTF charts, and they have really good reviews.
yeah, yeah, that's a good site. And anybody looking for uh, lens information, they do it. They test a lot of lenses too.
What was that again?
It's
Frank?
photozone.
DE.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop the thing in here right
It's
now.
it's a German website, but it's all in English.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
okay.
do it
It's
in
all.
English,
All right.
and I'll put it in the chat because it's a good it's a good site. Yeah, I mean, and I go there every once in a while, and yeah, they have a
Okay.
lot of.
All right. Yeah, that way I could just save it. Cool.
There's a Fujinon XF 10 to 24 millimeter. Yeah, review. Yeah, so they do a pretty good job.
I wonder if that was it. Is that a Chinese lens?
Yeah, Fujinon. No, that's a Fuji. That's a Fuji film. That's the 10 to 24 to go with the Fuji XT Ti or whatever that one is.
Mm.
But yeah, they do. They
Yeah,
do a pretty good job of reviews. Good information. And
save this site.
Yeah, it's a good site.
But there was a lot of news this week for photography. That's for sure. I mean, just you know, really, really good information.
And Pentax is finally introducing their first full-frame digital.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about time.
Wow.
And they just came out with a few lenses. One of them was a 70-200 2.8. So they have to do that apparently just to make the whole system look more serious than it used to be.
Yeah, you've got to have some lenses to go with it, or people just aren't going to pay attention probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is their first full frame digital.
Digital, yes.
That just seems incredible. I mean,
how long? You got to realize digital photography has only been around for almost 20 years. So
that's a long time these days.
I'm being facetious, but yeah.
I mean that's like ancient history type shit now.
Yeah. They jumped into. They did a lot of the point and shoots, and then they did the medium format. And didn't they do an SLR, like a crop sensor SLR 4 or 5 years ago?
They have several APS-C SLRs, and in their class they're really hard to beat. Mm-hmm. Especially on the entry level stuff. I think they're actually better than what Canon and Nikon has to offer. But they don't have really anything that competes with their advanced prosumer and pro level. So if that's where you're looking to go, then you really your only options at this point are the Canon and Nikons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and your prosumer cameras, man, that's where it's at, isn't it? Like that's got to be your big money maker right there, man. Yeah. I would think.
Well, that's the sweet spot. People. They don't want the full pro level, but they want something better than the camera that's in their iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
I think the small point and shoot market's just getting hammered right now.
Yeah.
Because the cameras in the iPhones and all that stuff are perfectly fine for just basic snapshots.
Right.
Yeah.
Although I'm reading a lot of posts recently, more and more, not a whole lot I should say, but more and more I'm seeing people writing down that, I've been using my phone for a little while and I'm getting sick and tired of the image quality and I want to move up to something, more like a real camera. And that's not just something that you just haven't seen. So I think as the teenager type of iPhone user matures a little bit and their experience with photography using a phone gets deeper and deeper, they come to realize that one, they're getting better, and two, they want to be better because they are getting better. What used to be acceptable is no longer acceptable to them.
Yeah, that's a great point because I think all these everybody now has a decent an okay quality camera in their phone, and if they enjoy taking photos and try to do something a little bit more creative with it rather than just pushing a button, you're probably going to create a little bit of a new market really for the prosumer level cameras. People are like, well, I can have my iPhone camera, or for $500 or something, I can get an entry-level digital, SLR type camera and buy some lenses, and it's probably a pretty, for people that are serious about improving a little bit, it's not too big a leap to make. So we might actually be creating more of a market.
One thing I was just thinking about what would make this whole transition with phones and cameras a little bit easier and probably a lot faster for both manufacturers of Canon and Nikon and everyone else. If you had a camera that had the ability didn't come with an LCD screen, but came with a dock for your phone, and your phone now became your LCD screen.
Oh my God!
Well, Sony's done it, haven't they?
Oh my God!
Sony
Do you listen to a guy named Alex Lindsay?
No.
Alec Lindsay. He's said that for years already. He's like,
I figured that could have been the first one.
He has said that for years. He wants his ideal camera would just merely have a mount for his iPhone, and that would just be ideal. That way, you could change the interface, you could customize it. It would have Wi-Fi. It would have everything you wanted. You could like completely set it up outside of your camera, plug it in, boom, go. It would be ideal. You wouldn't have it would take care of so many things, and little by little they're getting there. Little by little. But yeah, he has said that for years. I listened to a podcast. What's it called? And he's on there from time to time, and he has said that for years. But it's absolutely true. That's the truth. What you're saying, it makes so much sense.
All you need is basically a system to mount lenses on that you can just then plug into your iPhone through the the USB port
and Sony was on that kind of a track. You remember that lens they came out with, and it was.
That's what I'm looking at, the QX10. As soon as you said it, I thought Sony's already done this.
Yeah.
Stereophone.
It was just that, and I think it went away about as quick as it came out, but
it might come back again.
Something like that is going. The way they did it was a little funky, but they're on that right track. You know what I'm saying? And then there's some cameras now that have come out with Android on them. I thought. Isn't that
Samsung has adopted the Android platform for their camera.
So we're slowly heading that way, and it seems like mirrorless seems to be ahead of that kind of game. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those mirrorless cameras seem to be a little bit ahead on that. But I don't know how you guys feel about mirrorless and so forth, but I'm still an SLR guy. I still like my I still like my big heavy camera. I mean that's.
I'm almost a mirrorless convert here. I think Simi keeps talking.
Parts defecting.
It really depends on what you want to do with it. I mean, I have no problems with mirrorless, although I've never owned one. But I can see great reasons to want to own one. There's the size, portability, lens options. An A7R, I could put a Leica lens on it. I could put a Nikon. I could put a Canon. I could put a Pentax. You can't do that with any other system.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but don't take it to NASCAR and expect to track a sports car going 200 miles an hour down the road.
Yeah,
because even the worst DSLR right now will outperform the best mirrorless when it comes to autofocus. But if that's not what you need, then it can be a fantastic camera.
Yeah.
They still lose that, but they're getting better. They're not quite at the. They're probably at the level of autofocus of the DSLRs from a few years ago, I think. But they're still not top end. I mean, if you need action or sports type stuff, a mirrorless is not the way to go right now.
Yeah, and I still hear some of those complaints about like. You know, it just for me the size matters. I need my buttons where I like them. I need and I can't see having that in something like you know what I'm saying. Like for me, once something gets too small, it gets hard to handle. Like and my hands start to cramp up and so forth. So for me, the size is just right. You know what I'm saying? I can understand. There was a travel photographer that made his point very well recently. He put up a YouTube video, and he was showing his system with the big Canon that he used, or was it a Nikon? Either way, but he showed all his lenses that he had to carry, and he showed all his Canon stuff, or his big SLR gear that he had to carry, and then he showed his new system, and I forget which one it was, but it was a mirrorless system, and it was like this little teeny little amount of gear, you know what I'm saying, compared to like, you know, half a table full of, you know, and he actually weighed it out, and it was literally less than half of the weight as well that he had to carry around in his backpack, which made a lot of sense, you know. But watching him shoot with that camera at the same time looked difficult. You know what I'm saying? He said that it was more safe to shoot that way, of course, because he looked just like a regular tourist. And I can understand that, you know, that a lot of those guys get their gear stolen. But it sure did look hard to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Everything's small, man. And he was like trying to look through the viewfinder, and I don't know, man. I can't picture myself just. You know, I can't picture myself shooting. I never. Granted, I have never used one, but I just can't picture myself trying to shoot like that with something so small, and it just seems like a pain in the ass to me.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, there's.
I think, Joe, if you were a mirrorless user and you went and you saw someone doing exactly the same thing with a DSLR like an A10, you'd probably be saying exactly the same thing. I can't really see myself using something that's that big.
Yeah.
So it's just, I think there's a lot to be said about getting used to your gear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can attest to that 100% because that's the biggest thing right now is I'm using the Olympus, you know, the mirrorless, and it takes great shots. I haven't had any qualms with the image quality, but it's still, you know, I'm not used to using it on a regular basis. I can't adjust things as fast, although I should be able to. I'm just not used to doing it. So it just still feels a little unnatural compared to the EOS as far as just being able to dial in like focus points and that type of thing. But once I get used to it, I mean, I think it should be just as fast. You know, for the type of shooting I do. You know.
A friend of mine, she just bought a 5D Mark III, and looking through that thing after being used to a 645, it feels like I'm looking through a straw.
Yeah.
It's a tiny little pinhole of a camera, relatively speaking. So. Yeah, again, it's a matter of what you're used to.
Yeah. It's all relative to what you're used to. Yeah, that's for sure.
That I've been trying to, well, lately, you know, with Canon coming out with those new 5Ds, they've lowered the price on that Mark III, and so the used market on those Mark IIIs has really gone down as well, which has put it just like within a few $100s of the 7D, the new 7D I was looking at. So I'm like, what do I do?
Yeah.
You know, do I finally go full frame? We'll see. You know.
Yeah. Speaking of full frame, let's get into some of these images.
Yeah.
Well, this is great conversation. I mean,
and my beer of the day right now is Michelob Amberbach. By the way,
well, I'm drinking. Almost done with a Monday Night Brewing Fu Man Brew. It's a ginger spiced wheat beer. Pretty good.
Oh, ginger spiced.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Goes great with takeout Chinese.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah. That would go good with Chinese. That's a good pairing right there. Yeah.
It is. It is. Let's jump in here to the. And I can't remember, Tim. Did we? I think this. Did we go over this one last week?
That was the first one on this week's.
Okay, so you were the first in with this one, and this was taken with your 40D. Yeah.
Yep.
With the kit lens at f8, 80th of a second. Very cool. This is nice. The nice black and white treatment. Did it look a lot better in black and white than color?
Yeah, it was all right in colour. It was a really quite overcast day. It was quite drab. The sun was out a bit, but it was hiding behind the clouds a bit. You could see the finishing off the boat. It's a bit of sun.
Mm-hmm.
I thought just black and white, and the black and white ball to keep clear out, and it's the keep clear that makes that.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously both can't read.
Yeah, no, that's nice. Some nice textures and variation in the boats there, and some nice repeating patterns too. So yeah, nice shadow over here too. I like this. The shadows along the side.
Yeah. So the sun was trying. So it was offering up a challenge because so Dad was with me, so he's probably got some shots from this.
Mm-hmm.
But we was trying to shoot out into the sun, and DSLR gave up trying to do that.
Yeah.
So I noticed Dad's been able to achieve sky with these. Mine was just gone. If I wanted to get the jetties in, my sky was just white.
Okay. Yeah. So if you wanted to get this detail back here, is that what you're talking about?
Well, I was okay this angle because the sun was over to my right-hand side, but as soon as I tried to shoot out towards the sea, I couldn't retain any detail in the sky.
Okay. Yeah. The sun just washed it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is nice. This is nice and black and white. Yeah. Very nice. Good image. There's got a couple from Rui here. And what's he call this? Smile. And that's a very nice smile. I like that. Did a good job. Shooting into the sun with her blocking the sun so you get that nice I don't know. What's the official portrait photographer term? Glow?
Yeah.
Glare?
Rim light?
Yeah. Yeah. You get a little bit of hair light going there. Yeah, with the sun beating back over like that. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It definitely needs. Well, I hate to go into it because I'm sure this was just like a last minute portrait, but yeah, it definitely needs some frontal light for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still there.
But I'm not gonna like super critique his portrait. I mean, the basic shot is nice. It's
yeah.
Nice. She's a very pretty girl.
Pretty nice smile. Yeah, I mean, I can see if you could adjust the lighting there somehow. A reflector would have been nice, right?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. As a matter of fact, I can show you when I happen to have my reflectors in back of me here.
Yeah.
This little bad boy here costs like $11. It's one of those Cowboy Studio ones. This is a nice small little, as you can see, it's the size of a small pizza. It,
doesn't taste as good as a small pizza.
It doesn't quite chew. Not quite the same.
Lots of fiber.
Yeah, lots of fiber in this though. But this one's perfect. You know what I'm saying? It comes out big. It has handles. I have one even smaller than this too, but it's in my truck.
And what's that? Cowboy? What's it? Cowboy?
Cowboy Studio.
Cowboy Studio.
They are great for cheap photography gear on Amazon.
Cool. I'm going to check that out because I think that is one of the things I need to start taking with me if I'm going to do more street people photography.
And for the way I shoot, I always have the matte white and the gold. And for these situations, like especially that type of shot, like this white would have been good. If you use the silver, it'll still be too bright in their eyes and they'll squint. You know what I'm saying?
So you would use the gold side for what, to warm things up more?
Yeah, to warm her up more. And she's already got nice skin tone, so
yeah.
just a little more frontal light, and you can hold it like that. See, and then you can still shoot with this hand.
Yeah, that's cool.
So Joe, do you find a 3-footer that you have there to be sufficient?
Yeah, this one here actually is one I use a lot, especially because it has these built-in handles.
Okay. So yeah, if you're close enough to do a portrait, you can still hold that in one hand and get the
Right.
light reflection that you need.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
you can totally just hold this like this,
That's cool.
and just
Yeah.
you can figure it out. But you can,
Yeah.
and then still be bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. I
it
will.
works out good.
Yeah.
And I love the light around the hair and
Yeah, yeah.
it's blown out.
That's exactly what you do with sun at that time.
Yeah. I mean, he has the sun placed just about perfect.
Yeah.
But he needed a little bit more light on the face. Okay.
Right. And if you don't have a flash with you, sometimes you can look around and find a random piece of paper that's trash.
Or
and
just wear a white T-shirt.
Yeah, or a white T-shirt. I swear to God, yeah, just like you said. And you can take this and just you're like, okay, and use this white paper for your reflector, and it'll reflect light. You'd be surprised. And then it'll give you even more of a catch light in her eye.
Yeah. Yeah. Get a little bit of that catch light right here. Yeah.
Yeah, because she's got a really pretty face, and
does.
her some really nice eyes, I can tell. And so I mean, I hate to go too far into it because I really like the image.
Yeah.
A little bit of that pow in there.
Yeah.
But it looks like one of those images that's taken last minute, and
Just like
The only thing that I can't unsee is there's I don't know if any of those things Joe said would help it, but there's a ray of light coming down her forehead.
Oh, right here. Yeah.
oh,
And I can't unsee it now.
Yeah. Oh, right down the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can't unsee it either. Thanks.
yeah, I didn't see that till he mentioned it, but now I can see that. But you can make those ray of lights work for you, and then depending on how much you edit and how you edit, you can take that out as well. But you can make that work for you. That's not necessarily a negative.
Right.
But
yeah,
this is also a classic example of when good gear does make a difference. Some of the upper end lenses, like some of the lenses by Nikon, which have those micro coatings,
yeah, that's true.
it probably would not have been completely gone, but would have definitely been an improvement over this.
Does it say what lens he used?
the nifty 50.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, see, great. Okay, that's a great example. Now, on my 50, when I got my 50, I went ahead and spent the extra bucks, and it's a solid cone lens hood that comes for those nifty 50s. And that's a classic example of not using it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Most people that buy 50s don't buy that hood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A hood would have took care of that.
If the sun wasn't too low in the horizon, absolutely.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
Also, if you've got any filters on your lens, take them off like this, because even if it's a really good B plus W or something, you're adding one more layer of reflectance to the whole system, and that can actually increase the amount of flare that you're getting.
Yeah.
Especially if you buy your filters from the bargain at the local camera shop.
Yeah.
I would bet that hood would have took care of it, just because of the angle that he's looking at her. It would have been just enough at that angle the sun's at.
The edges here.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially up here. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. And the hood for that lens, I mean, you can get a basic hood for that lens for probably $6 or $8, probably.
It's screaming type, but if you want to get the one that's designed for it by Canon, you're looking probably around $30.
Okay. All right. So you almost double the cost of the lens, but it's probably worth it.
I want to say mine was 20 or 25,
Okay.
and I got the actual Canon one.
Yeah.
The other option maybe would have been to have her off center. I don't know if she was not so centered in the frame, would the flare would have been the same place?
Yeah.
I venture to say no, it wouldn't have been.
Yeah, if she would have been a little bit to the right or left, maybe.
Yeah,
That,
Right, and
maybe
you would have had
maybe
to
would have
move
hit
more
her hair
dynamic
where
to
it
the
wouldn't have been as
composition as
obvious.
well.
Yeah.
the the other option, okay, just to blow up Rui altogether here.
No,
But
it's a nice image though, and it's
Yeah,
really
it
fun
is.
to
it
Very
is.
nice. Yeah,
It's a
very
great
good.
image. The other trick
Yeah.
is just to maximize your editing software. You can totally make this image look like you did have some flash, just using a lot of dodging. Uh, Use some creative dodging, and you make it look like you had flash. That's another option.
Yeah.
And that's an example of why I will post some of my before and after shots,
Yep.
just so that you see
Yeah.
that I didn't necessarily have that last before and after. I didn't necessarily have all the light that I wanted, so I had to make it up in Lightroom.
Yeah. Very good. Now this another image by Rui here. What's he call this? Distance. Probably the same day. Yeah, I think so. With same lens. And it's very nice reflections of the lights here. The dress is very nice. Nice. Yeah, it's not bad. Lighting's pretty good on her.
I like those figures in the back. They're in the extreme end of the.
Right back here. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Gives a little bit of reference.
Balance. Yeah, I think it gives a little bit of a balance.
And the lights kind of trail off towards it too. It kind of gives between the reflections and the lights themselves, it gives a little bit of it follows you right back instead of going right to just the void back there.
Yeah, it gives you something to look at and think about.
Yeah.
Nice capture of the woman though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You know, I hope he took some pictures of that wall. I can't help noticing the textures on that wall.
Yeah.
He's had that
looks-
picture of that
Yeah,
before.
I think he shared some pictures of this
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah. I think
That,
you're
that
right.
wall is pretty cool. That'd be good, a good background shot of, just for your computer or something.
Yeah, it'd be nice wallpaper type thing.
Yeah, wallpaper or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very nice. Nice colors and nice composition, nice the leading lines and the appropriate blurry human in the background. Very nice. All right, Dennis. This is the wonder of film. What do we have here? We got a Bronica 50 millimeter, 3.5. What was what film did you use with this, Dennis?
That's Agfa. No, it wasn't Agfa. Hang on, I'll tell you. It was Ektar 100.
Okay, Ektar 100. All right. Very nice. Colors are great. Nice saturated colors of sky. I like the pathway kind of coming through. 50 millimeter f3. How fast is that? Is that as fast as the lens is, or is it a?
I'm just trying to remember. It wasn't very fast. It was about 60th of a second.
Okay. All right.
And it's 100 ASA, so.
Okay. f3.5.
Yeah. Can I ask any of you guys about scanning? Can you recommend any decent scanners for medium format film?
Oh man. I use the Canoscan. What is it? The 5000? No, 9000F is what I use. Just a basic flatbed scanner. For medium format, it'll scan. I think the best effective resolution is around 1800 DPI. So on a medium format, that'll give you, that'll give you a 55 by 55, 25 megapixel.
Yeah, I think this was about 50 megapixel, but it's a scan of the photograph because I haven't got a scanner that can do film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is nowhere near as sharp as the photograph itself.
Yeah, because you're scanning from a print basically instead of from the negative.
Yeah.
I was going to say, when you look at the photograph, it looks like it has texture to it. So this was a
Like
scan
all
of
up here in the sky.
so it's a scan of an actual photograph.
Yeah, this is the 10 by 8 photograph just stuck in a cheapo printer scanner. Nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I was trying to get a scanner which will scan film.
Epson has a few with some of their artisan lineup as film holders for medium format as well, or even large format if you're so inclined.
Yeah,
I think the V700 as well.
Yeah,
Like,
V700, I think. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
people.
anybody got a V700?
no,
No.
they're pretty pricey actually.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Tim said the V600 does a reasonable job, and it's half the price.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Dennis, I've seen some YouTube video recently of a guy that showed, it was a pretty lengthy YouTube video too, but he showed how to take really good pictures of your medium format, their medium format film, right? And he was taking that picture of that negative, really good.
Mm-hmm.
He said he got really, really, really high quality out of them. And then he gave examples of software to use too, because he ended up taking 6 pictures of that negative and then stitching them together. So he was getting really good quality out of them.
Oh wow! So he was using his DSLR or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All you need is a light table or a light box, even a portable little thin, even an iPod or iPad would work. And I've put some photos of my medium format stuff up that I've just taken a picture of with my macro lens and my current camera.
Mm-hmm.
And just I put it in a film holder, a slide holder to hold it flat. That's really the key thing, is getting it flat.
flat.
Now, if you've got an iPad or some sort of light box, just get a piece of mat board. You can cut a hole in it the size, or maybe slightly larger than the actual size of your negative, and that way you can hold it flat. And then the light table from underneath, or the light box, or whatever you're using, illuminates it from the bottom. Maybe even a copy stand, so it holds it perfectly level. And then you can just take them out, and get them all done relatively quickly. And all you've got invested is about $2 in a piece of cardboard, and you've got your current phone.
Yeah, he had really good suggestions like that as well. You can get a really good quality light box too, at a second hand or somewhere for really cheap. And then he went into great detail in his video, but he showed how he put his tripod, with his camera mounted on it so that it was super steady and level the same way every time. And then he showed how he, manipulated his negative so that he could get all 6 shots perfectly the same, stitch them together, and he was getting. I forget the size of his images, but they were really big. He was done a lot of quality out of 6 shots like that. So,
if I was doing a lot, Dennis, if you were doing more than just maybe a dozen or so, I would invest the money into getting a copy stand, where it will definitely hold the camera perfectly parallel to the ground.
Yeah, I've got a bellows which I stuck my digital camera on, using the old Olympus OM1 lens to copy slides. That seems quite reasonable, but in the end, I've got a dedicated Nikon 4000 now scanner, and I'm running it on ViewScan.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So the software is obsolete, and that seems to be quite good. But I can't see a flatbed scanner getting as good as a dedicated film scanner.
No, the only problem, is you can only do 35mm with that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. See, I need to scan in the big stuff now, and they're not coming anywhere near the actual prints we can do in the darkroom.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how many images do you think you have to scan? Because you might just want to just take them to your local lab and see if you can get a high-res scan that way.
Yeah, I mean, drum scanning is going to be an astronomical price.
Well, yeah, but I completely agree. That could be about $100 an image easily. But if they're using a dedicated scanner that's not a drum scanner, then you're probably looking about $5 or $10 an image.
Yeah, yeah. That's. I think for if you really wanted an exceptional one, then you would do it. You know. So, but I mean, I can print quite large photographs in the darkroom. It's just I can't put them on. I can't put them on the net. You know, to get any comments on them.
Yeah. You could probably with the the size of the negative of the medium format being whatever it is, 2.25 inches or whatever. If you got a scanner that could do realistically about 2,000 DPI, like like the Epson 600 or something like that.
Yeah.
By the time you multiply that by, you've got a 30 or 40 megapixel image, which for the net is perfectly fine. Yeah.
Oh, are you kidding me?
It'd be huge.
Yeah, it's gone beyond what you need, really.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, are you kidding me? An iPhone is enough for the net. I mean,
yeah. So
let's be real.
if you have something that you really, really like, that the image is fantastic, then you can either blow it up,
Yeah.
or get a drum scan and.
Dennis, don't get too crazy with anything for the net, my friend. Let's not forget, it doesn't take much more than 8 megapixels for the net. I mean, what you're really wanting a lot of megapixels for is the print, and if you can make big prints yourself now, you're fine. All you really want is a low-res image for the net that looks good on the net, and you're not talking a lot of information for that.
So, by the time Flickr dumbs it down, it's going to be hard to tell much of a difference.
Unless you're really wanting like a really serious raw type image for yourself, so that you can, you're a master Photoshop manipulator. Fine, you know what I'm saying? But to be realistic about what you're going to do with your photos, though. Once you do have them, you hate to go through all this trouble, and then at the end of the day, you're just storing these. It's going to cost you a lot of money to store them as well.
So I suppose a V600 would be more than enough for scanning.
Yeah, I think so. I've gotten some, the image, all my medium format stuff I scan in, like that motorcycle, that, Harley. I mean, that was, on my 1900, it was scanned in at 1800 DPI.
Yeah, it looks fine. Did you sharpen it up at all?
What's that?
Did you sharpen it up?
I sharpened it a little bit, but not too much. And I have
lose a lot of detail. Yeah.
No, I didn't have to do much to it. I got it. The key, like Frank said, I had it flat on the glass. I have a screen basically that holds the medium format, so it's nice and flat. And I had to sharpen it a little bit and adjust a little bit, but I've got a 12 by 12 print of that on my wall in my office, and it looks fantastic.
Right. Yeah. So I could sharpen it up a little bit once I've scanned it in, because it looked pretty dull. It looked like a raw.
Yeah.
But it's nowhere near what you can get in the photograph, because you can put a loop on the photograph and you can see shingles on the roof.
Mm-hmm.
In the houses in the distance. The detail in medium format is all there.
Yeah. And I've kind of taken the stance that I'll scan in all my stuff, and the stuff that really is really, really, really good, then I'll get a high resolution. I'll pay for a high resolution scan and print from there.
Yeah, is that a drum scan?
Yeah, I've done a few drum scans, and those are $45-50.
Are they? Right, loads of money.
But I haven't done too many of those because, to be honest, I'm happy printing, like a 12 by 12, something I can put on the wall of my office or my house, and the resolution is fine. So.
Yeah, to get a good one, you knew you're going to be spending about $2,000.
Yeah. That's the one. The only thing that's bad about film is there's just not very many good quality scanners anymore that are affordable.
No, while you were talking, I was on B&H, and there's just a few to choose from.
Yeah, there's just a few, and anything over a basic flatbed, you're going to run easily $1,000. It's something that can do medium format.
Would you say your Canon scan is on par with an Epson 600?
It's probably comparable on what true effective resolution is. It's pretty close, I think. Yeah, I'm very happy if I get the film flat and I do a good job of scanning it. If the negative's clean and I get it a good quality scan. I'm perfectly happy with it. Does a great job.
Yeah, well, I mean, the 600 is half the price of the 800 out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd buy the 600, and if you feel like you're wanting for more, sell the 600 for 90% of what you bought it for and get an 800. Yeah, you can sell it on eBay or something for almost as much as you paid for it.
I'm beginning to get down the digital camera route then, where you're just going to lose loads of money, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a never-ending pit of money. Right. Pretty much. Hey, but it's fun. That's all that matters.
Yeah, it is fun. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to spend $1,000 on a scanner, you might as well buy that new Canon SLR. Hell,
that's
50
right.
megapixels. I mean,
Yeah, it is fun watching your money go down the drain.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, here we go.
Oh, look at that.
Ernie the dog.
Nice.
This is one for you. This is one for you, Mark. This was an EM5.
Okay. Very nice.
But it had the 50mm Voigtlander off at my Leica.
All right. And so
on a Leica.
Yeah. It was
full manual.
Yeah. And he sat still long enough for it to do the shot. Yeah.
You say this was full manual?
Yeah, well, it's full manual focus and full manual everything. I use the EM5 like I use the Leica.
That's a sweetheart of a lens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it acts as 100mm on the 4/3 camera though.
Which is a perfect portrait lens. Yeah. It's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very nice.
Yeah, I like to play around.
Yeah.
It's a good photo.
I'm a bit like you, Mark. You know, if you can take your lenses off of your film camera and use them on the digital camera, it's just obviously it's no good for wildlife. This.
Yeah, but I mean, for portraits and stuff where you've got the time to do the focus and everything, yeah, perfectly fine. Very nice. That's a great shot. Nice
hey, Dennis, since we have you here, how much time did you actually put into this particular shot of? Is this your dog?
It's my daughter's dog. He was staying with us overnight.
Okay.
I took about 4 or 5 shots of this. He was moving around, so a few got blurred. But this was about the best shot.
It's a pretty good one, man. I like the use of your window light there, and the catch light in the eyes is the key, right? Because without that catch light, believe it or not, it doesn't have that same impact, that cuteness in the dog's eyes. With animal photography, it's very important. Just like people photography, the eyes are very important. Some sort of window or something in the eyes is very important.
Yeah, and you did a great job there, and the detail in his nose, and the fur around there. Yeah, very nice shot. Yeah, it's very nice. I think I'm gonna have to get myself one of those lenses.
Yeah, I've got two lenses, Mark, I use on the EM5, where it was on the EP3, which is the Voigtlander 1.5, f1.5, 50mm, and the other one is the Zeif's f2, 35mm.
35mm, okay. All right.
And they both really produce lovely pictures on the EM5.
Yeah, those would be 2 good lenses to get. This is taken with my own, the EM5, with the 17mm lens, so about a 35mm effective focal length. Just a railing going down into the MARTA, light rail tunnel, and just saw some interesting light and shadows in here. So.
What's the F number you used on this?
This was 2.5.
2.5, yeah.
But I was at about minimum focus distance. I was only about a foot away from the point of this railing.
Yeah, but that's gonna act like an f4.5 or f5 on that camera.
Yeah. But I got some. I took a look at it in the in the the review screen just on the LCD at the back, and it's like, oh, it looks pretty good. And when I got it in Lightroom, I noticed that it's very nice as far as the blurring and everything. So it came out pretty good, and I liked I immediately converted it to black and white. It's much more interesting black and white than in color.
So, Mark, it's true that nobody uses the Marta, right? This is proof.
Yes, it is. This is true.
I've been on the Marta.
Yeah.
I used to once.
Yeah. It was pretty barren that day. Not a lot of people. This was 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning, like I was telling Wes before we started. It was 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and it was like 35 degrees. Not a lot of people out and about.
So this must be how that handrail looks to a 15-year-old skateboarder.
Yeah,
like,
probably.
Yeah. Nobody around. Big ass rail. Nice.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
There's the march from him. He was just there right before.
Yeah. That's through the eyes of a 15-year-old skateboarder.
Yeah. But what's nice is, and this was kind of a mistake on my part. I was playing around with the camera the night before, and I had it set to the 1:1 format, and I forgot to change it. So I didn't have to crop it. It shot in the 1:1, which was nice. It came out, kind of emulates the Rolleicord.
Oh, I thought you were just into Instagram.
No. This is the perfect mode for Instagram, though. I couldn't put up directly to Instagram square format.
Every time I see square format, I think Instagram. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's.
I think it works as a square format.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it came out pretty good with the railings on the side and the main railing down there. Yeah, it came out pretty good. So, fun little camera. It's. Oh, now here we go. There's some wildlife. Speaking of wildlife photography, to me, got the 70-200 f4 at 200 millimeter. 2,000th of a second.
Man, that's a great shot, Sam.
Yeah, it is. It's very nice.
I love that one, man. That is a great shot.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Bird.
Yeah, I wouldn't call this wildlife, but it's close enough.
Well, you know.
It's a bird.
It's a bird on a stick.
On a stick.
This is an older one. I just reprocessed in black and white again. This thing, I was out there shooting lighthouses on the tip of Long Island, and this I don't know, I must have been in its territory because it just kept bothering me, and then I took its picture and it stopped. So.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. That's a nice shot. The color, black and white is. Was this yellow? Was this a Carol? I don't know what kind of warbler it is. I can't tell by in black and white. But it was in color. Was that yellow on the front?
Well, no, it was actually kind of colors. It might have been a female. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, that's great placement in the frame and.
Yeah, the sun was coming up behind in the area back there.
Mm-hmm.
I boomified it, as Jared Poland likes to say.
Mm-hmm.
I like the heavy contrast on there.
Yeah.
Did you crop it this size, or did you actually shoot it like that?
Nope, it was cropped this size.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little extra space on I think on the left hand side, and I just cropped it down a little bit.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's well placed in the frame.
So was this a bush or tree or what was it?
This was a small bush tree. It was about 5. No, actually about 6 feet tall. It was like a small tree, if that. But
yeah, that's a nice perspective on it. You got a nice, the detail in front of the bird, and yeah, it's a very nice shot.
It's just so simple. It's just right, man. It's really really nice. It's another piece of art for your wall, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice job.
I got lucky with this one. Sometimes the birds, they just run away, but this one.
Little birds like this, they're always moving. It seems like it's impossible to get them to stand still. So you did a good job. Very nice. Here we go. Taken just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm still milking that scene.
Yeah. Yeah, you are. Yeah. No, okay. Yeah, this is the same scene. You're just moved over a little bit.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, I'm still milking that scene.
50 Shades of Grey sunset. Nice.
until it gets warmer and better weather. That's what I'm gonna do, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the 200th iteration of the same scene. Different.
I love it, man. The
Yeah.
different textures in there. The water is just doing stuff. The clouds are doing stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I love it. You know, if this is going to be a spot for you, then I would recommend ND filters, my friend, and just let that water just turn into, you know, just real soft, you know, pillows of cotton out there or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I have to invest in those. Like the ones I had don't fit any of the lenses I have right now, and I don't want to do a step up. So I'm gonna wind up getting maybe a Lee filter kit.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that would really that I could see that would make it, you know, maybe if those clouds are moving and the water's moving, that's the only. Man, that's a great shot though. I love all that. Wow, that is nice.
You could do it. Put a 5-stop on there. You'd end up with what would that be, a 10-second? 10-second exposure, like that.
I don't have the calculations with me, but
yeah, that's cool. That's a very nice image. Yeah, that's a great spot to go.
The rocks are different because of the water. It makes the ones down below darker than the ones up above.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, I've got a couple of chicks that we could put right on them rocks right there.
Do a real 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, that's about the only thing I could add to that image, my friend.
This time of year, you're gonna have to pay them a lot of money.
Yeah.
Hot frozen chicks on ice, man.
That's a great shot, man. That is a
very
great
nice.
shot.
Very nice. Okay, same scene, different perspective, in color. Very nice.
Yeah, this one's more moody than the other shots, so just a different processing technique. That's all.
How many images did you take at this point when you were here?
Total, I took about almost 50 images.
Okay. Right.
But I only kept about maybe 15 of them.
Okay. Yeah. That's nice. The colors are great. The clouds, yeah. I mean, once again, nicely.
This one was actually earlier than the other shots I took, but I made it more moody than the other ones were, so they're not as bright.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, let's go back here. So this shot in black and white, and then this one, what was the difference in time between the two?
About 10 minutes.
Okay.
I was going to say 15 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, not that big a difference.
No.
The
ones I took before were like real late. Like
right. It's
really going down
below the horizon almost. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Sun's still up here at this point. Yeah. Yeah. Very nice.
I personally like the black and white a little better. That water and this one, this one feels a little more soft to me. That other one felt a little more edgy, a little more with the different textures from the black and white. And white. I mean, it just.
Joe likes his black and white.
I do, man. I do. You know, you could just tell that right away. Yeah.
That's a very nice one. Oh, okay. And another take on the same scene, just moved up a little farther on the jetty there on the rocks.
Yeah.
That is a great location. If I wouldn't share that spot with too many people, I guess. I'm sure it's a popular spot, but
there is a giant hotel right near where this is, like right on the corner.
God.
Okay.
So,
yeah, that one's been shot many times.
The only reason I was able to shoot this long here was because it was cold. Because people usually come out and there's either fishermen out here or there's people taking photographs.
Yeah.
So I have to come either really, really early or really, really late.
Yeah.
Or really, really cold.
Yes.
Yeah. Isn't cold great though? It just keeps all the riffraff out, doesn't it? I mean, just in general. I mean, you're not out somewhere unless you really have to be, right?
Yeah.
True. Yeah. True.
Yeah. And, the camera doesn't really care to a certain extent how cold it is unless it's like really, really cold. But you get the bonus of not having as many people out and about, so you've got a better opportunity to do a.
That's a great spot.
Yeah.
This is turned out to be my go-to spot because you get so many when it's high tide, it looks different than low tide,
Yeah.
and it's just the rocks are interesting.
Oh man, those rocks do it, man. I mean that.
You can either get sunset or sunrise out of the same location, so it's nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was shot yesterday, huh, Simi?
Yep.
I like that.
Yep.
Snow.
A lot of snow.
Yeah. Suffering for his art once again.
Did this happen to be just roadside, like something that's not too far off the road?
No, this was about an hour and a half, 2 hours away.
Okay.
This is a state park where there's a pretty significant waterfall here, but it's all frozen. It's literally all frozen.
This is the one with that bridge and everything that you had been doing? Was this that same park? The bridge from a couple weeks ago?
No, that was a different park. This is This is a more popular one, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. That's nice. Yeah.
It would have been nice if I could get to this thing has almost 4 different tiers to it. And the upper tiers had some interesting frozen water. But it was just too steep to get to it. It's all covered in snow, and you can't really tell where you're stepping. And
yeah, you want to step into a pool of water.
Yeah, I mean, people get hurt during the spring and summer at this place, and it was wintertime, and you can't see anything. So
yeah, increase the odds of a little bit of an unfavorable outcome to the adventure. No, that's very nice. I like the water coming out of the frozen, everything around it, and it's just this little path for the water to.
What's funny is there was a couple with their kids, and they were from Tampa, Florida, and they were waiting for me to go out on this because this is all water that's frozen around here, and I would take my shots and I would go, and then they would go after me. They weren't too sure about the area, so they said, we'll go where you go, and that's it.
If he falls in, we won't go there.
Yeah, don't go there. Yeah, that's how.
Don't go there.
That's how we're gonna figure this one out. Yeah.
So he's like the crash test dummy there. Send him out, and if he falls through, we don't have to go there.
Yeah, you sample the poison food for the king, right?
Yeah, that's great. That's a nice shot, though.
Yeah, if you did this face on, you wouldn't even be able to tell. There's just no point of reference for this, so I had to come from the side, so at least you could see it was from the falls.
Yeah, and you get the trees and stuff in the background to kind of give that, give some depth to it. Yeah, very nice. Oh, okay. And is this at the same park? Yep.
Yep. This is down at the lower part of the falls, and I did actually fall in the water here.
Okay.
Ooh, how far? Knee deep?
Yeah. And I decided to call it a day after that.
Yeah. Okay, photography's over today. That's it, kids.
Get some hot chocolate, man. I'm done. Yeah.
We're done.
The boots I had were insulated, so that even though they got wet because it went inside, I wasn't cold, but I was done for the day after that.
Yeah, we're done. Today's lesson is done. Yes, you can go follow someone else. Get lost.
See, I think this is a perfect example of something. This probably looks a lot better in the winter like this than it does in the middle of summer, I would think.
Yes, it's not very interesting. It's a lot of undergrowth, a lot of weeds.
Yeah. Here it's just all stripped down. There's no leaves, and you get the nice coating of snow. Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Very nice. Glad you have the snow and I don't, though.
I was gonna leave it in color with the red thing, but I said, I know Joe's gonna be on tonight, so I covered the button.
Yeah, if Joe's gonna be there, you gotta have some black and white. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very nice. That looks like a great location to shoot. A lot of variety. You can go back there year round and just see things as the seasons change.
Isn't it, out of curiosity, so you said this was it, you fell in the water, that was it, but were you already kind of getting like, yeah, the cold's getting to me a little bit, I might be gone even after this shot?
Uh, well, the thing is I was kind of tired because there's no path here,
Yeah, yeah,
and so I'm trudging through knee-deep snow to get to the falls to begin with.
yeah.
And then I came back down and I was going to shoot. There was another footpath bridge across lower, and I was trying to get both bridges, the regular bridge and the covered bridge, in one shot. And that's when I fell in. I said, "All right, that's it. I'm done.
You
Tired,
know,
wet."
I was really curious because I'm not talking trash or anything, but I can kind of tell just from my own photography. So when I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm like not feeling it anymore. Like I took this photo at the end of my shoot type thing, and I can kind of tell in other people's work because you can see where they're crushing it, and then if it's the same shoot, you can see where they're not really as focused. It's like they're losing focus. You're getting tired, and it's kind of the end of their day or the end of their shoot or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And so you can kind of feel that a little bit in this image. At least I can. I don't. I was just wondering.
Yeah, it's a nice shot, but yeah, I went home and got some hot chocolate and warmed up after that one.
Yeah, man, that cold. Oh, that cold's humbling, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I've been out there in it before too, man. And you know what? After I did a snow shoot with a couple models and I fell down a hill, and I tumbled upside down in some serious deep snow, and I was the same thing. Okay, yep, we're done. Done.
Show's over.
Show's over, man. I'm full of snow. My cameras are full of snow. We're done.
Yeah, yeah.
A couple from Tampa, they were loving it.
Oh yeah,
They were
yeah.
like, "Oh, we went skiing yesterday when it was 2 degrees," and it just gets so monotonous when it's so warm all the time.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I was like, "I'll take that warm weather any day."
yeah,
Yeah, it gets rough after a while.
yeah. I can't complain. It doesn't get too bad here, but yeah.
Hell, I'm like wondering if I should turn down that AC a little bit right now, man. It's freaking getting hot in here.
Okay. Hey, great show, guys. Fantastic. Good images. And glad everybody is staying nice and warm, except for Simmy. He's still thawing out from his dip in the pool yesterday.
Another storm tomorrow.
Yeah. Better you than me, I guess. So.
Feeling the love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
much
but
snow.
you're getting some great shots out of that snow.
Yeah,
Man,
you are.
so.
Yeah, you're getting some very good images. So I guess keep wishing for more snow, but maybe not as cold. I don't know.
Do you tripod a lot, Sim?
What was that?
Are you handheld most of the time?
Nope, I'm on a tripod most of the time.
Okay, I was wondering about that as well. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a good thing for doing landscapes. You don't have things moving
Oh,
around,
yeah.
so you can do a tripod.
And it forces you to think more about your shot, and that's really important, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say I'm 90% on tripod.
Yeah, that is so. But even if it's during the day, really forces you to slow down, compose, just really think about your shot. You know, you'll shoot less, but you'll at the end of the day feel like you got better stuff. You know.
Yeah, I think you have more keepers, a higher percentage of
Yeah.
keepers when you do tripod.
That is true because before I got the tripod, I had a lot of shots. Now, I'm very selective now.
Mhm.
Very selective. Slow down. I think about what I'm shooting now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, the more you edit, the more you have to edit. That'll force you to think about your shot too, man. You know what I'm saying? So that'll force you to shoot less as well, because then you have less to go through.
The closer you can get it in camera, the better off you are, probably.
Yeah.
And you got a much better odds of getting that if you use a tripod whenever possible.
Yeah.
I tell you, that screen on that 750 is a godsend. Just to be able to tilt it without having to crane my neck around and get on the ground on my knees and see what's going on. It's just nice. Very nice.
Yeah, you can flip it out and twist it around. I mean, it's fully articulated, right?
No, that's 90 degrees up or 90 degrees down, but that's all I need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set the camera low, tilt the screen up, and see what you're doing. Yeah.
Yep.
That is definitely a plus. Then you don't have to crouch in the snow and try to peek through the viewfinder and see what you're doing. So, very good thing. All right, guys, good show. Thanks for joining in, everybody. Tim and Dennis, staying up late, whatever time it is now, 12:30.
Yeah, early. It's early hours.
Oh, it's early. Early Monday morning. So, good one, guys. Joe, have fun shoveling that sunshine out there.
Yeah, I might go out there and get me some more of that stuff before it ends.
Yeah.
You know, big storm of sunshine coming in. You know,
So each one of you guys are gonna get a box of snow.
Yes.
In the form of water when it gets here.
Yeah. Well, we're just counting on you, Simmy, to keep providing the snow-covered landscape shots.
Yes,
Sure.
keeping it real. I like that.
Real cold.
That's it. Yeah, because it's hard to document hot sunny day. It's hard to document that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to document cold.
Yeah. All right. Time for dinner, guys. Great show.
Have a good one, everybody.
See ya. Have a great week, everybody. See you later.
Good night.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Dad, turn Skype on.
Yep.
We can have a private chat. You're offline at the moment.